So we're going to start with a moment to arrive. I know you've been freezing in the general session, or didn't attend the general session, or was hanging out in the parking lot. Whatever you were doing before this, we're going to take a minute and just arrive. So if everyone can clear their laps, anything that's in front of you, anything in your hands, place your feet flat on the floor. We're going to do some soft belly breathing so we can just arrive. Feet flat on the floor and your hands on your lap. Feel free to close your eyes or find a soft gaze. We're going to breathe in through our nose and out through our mouths. In through our nose and out through our mouths. You can place your hand over your belly, and with every inhale, allow your belly to expand. With every exhale, allow your belly to flatten. Continue taking these deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. By allowing your belly to be filled, you are also allowing oxygen to reach the bottom of your lungs, maximizing your oxygen exchange for your cells. As we breathe in through our nose and out through our mouths. As thoughts come, let them come. Acknowledge them and return your attention back to your breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. In doing this breathing, we are activating our vagus nerve, which wanders up from our belly into our chest, to our central nervous system, to our brain. Slowing our heart rate, regulating our digestion, calming our metabolism, and disengaging our stress response as we breathe in through our nose and out through our mouths. Three more deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. Dropping your shoulders, releasing any tension, and slowly returning your attention back to the present space as you open your eyes and have an opportunity to connect. Again, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for taking the opportunity to join me this morning on Performance Increase. So before we talk about what mindfulness is, let's talk about what it's not. So if anyone has ever worked with a colleague or a leader that was the opposite of mindful, I'm sure you have to dig really deep. I'm sure you have to dig really deep in your minds to find that person. But if you've ever experienced someone that was the opposite of mindful or social emotional intelligent, share what that experience for you felt like. What does that look like for you as the receiving person?
My name is Joanne, and it's Donna Douglas.
Hi, Joanne.
And okay, without being too specific, I need to say that some of our leadership feel that because the students have already graduated through our school, that we should be done dealing with that without realizing that some of the staff are still there. Also, the younger siblings, the neighbors, the cousins who are at Westlakes right next door to us at the middle school are now with us. So it's, and I know everyone heals at a different pace, and I know that it's the job of our leadership to get us back on a more academic track. So, but for me, it still feels a little bit like disregarded.
So if I can summarize, and you can give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down if I summarize correctly, but She was saying sometimes working with someone that might not be mindful means not paying attention to the healing of those around them, and that everyone's healing process looks different, whether they're a child or an adult, and being conscious of their own pace of healing. All right. Anyone else have an experience, just what it felt like for you to work with someone that was not mindful?
I can say I went to elementary school in Florida Elementary. This is not about my current leadership, but having worked.
Yeah, this is totally anonymous.
Okay.
We're not giving any names, it's the experience.
Nobody's worried. But it can be dehumanizing
Okay.
to feel that the leadership is not mindful of you and your needs, of the employees' needs, community needs, student needs. It can be very difficult to refocus on the why of education when leadership is focused on compliance or other things. It really takes the humanity out of it, and that can be kind of deflating.
Okay. So the human touch. Any other experiences with a colleague or a friend that's just the opposite of mindful? What does it feel like on the receiving end of that?
The minute you ask the question, the first thing that came to my mind was disrespectful. But I had to also take a step back and say why I feel disrespected. And I think it was because when you look at respect, it includes compassion. It includes understanding or trying to get to a point where someone may be coming from. You don't always have to agree. And kind of sort of what, I'm sorry, what was Joanne was saying. You just have to take a step back to understand where the person may be coming from, not always agreeing, so that you can give that extra added input of respect. So that's why.
So the relationship of compassion and respect together. Okay. Any other feelings come to mind?
Dismissed, lonely, targeted, unheard, disregarded.
So we have a reference point of what it feels like when you're dealing with a friend or a colleague or a person in your life that is not mindful, right? So let's look at what it is to be mindful. So by definition, we'll start with the textbook definition of mindfulness being a mental state of focusing awareness in the present moment.